Might be. No, that's not mine.
All right, we'll begin a special session, March 13th, 2012, 10 a.m. Item 2, break into executive session. Executive session, Commissioners Court will enter into executive session as permitted under the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Section 551.071, consultation with attorneys regarding pending litigation or settlement offer for A, civil action number 1.11-CV-01837-ABJ-JRM-RMC, Galveston County, Texas versus United States of America et al., pending in the United States District Court of the District of Columbia, and B, civil action number 3.11-CV-0051, Pedaway et al. Versus Galveston County, Texas et al., pending in the United States District Court for the Southern District of Texas.
Judge, before we break, can we get I know there's a lot of people here today, and I've gotten questions from a lot of people, and I don't know exactly what's about to transpire here today with item 4 and how we get up to item 4. So can somebody kind of lay a framework for exactly what's about to happen?
That's not on the agenda. The agenda just goes straight into executive session.
Yeah, but you can tell us what's about to happen too. What you
session and discuss the settlement with the DOJ.
Okay, can we?
Not with them, but with an intervener.
Yeah, we don't have to go into executive session. We can discuss all that in public.
We're going to executive session.
No, let's. I think we can discuss.
Well, I'm gonna stand right before we make a motion that we waive the executive session.
I'll second your motion.
We go into a public hearing, in that this process was an open process from the beginning to the end, and there is no requirement that we do this behind closed doors, that we should let the sunshine laws prevail and let the folks see what the process is.
It should all be in the public. I second your motion, Commissioner Darwood, that we do everything in public, because I believe the reason when we got our objection letter from the DOJ last week, one of their concerns was that we were not doing things in public. And if we're going to be discussing maps and moving precincts and things of that nature, we need to do it in public where everybody can see in the sunshine of the day and not try to hide it. And as all of y'all can see today, by the judge's actions, the way he got up and left this meeting, that's been the way this process, since last March of 2011, that's been the way this process has happened on and over and over and over again, by shutting out the public voices throughout this process, and it's happening again today. So I second your motion, Commissioner Doyle. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Jack. Yes, sir, Mr. Miller.
I'd like to take this opportunity to say that if we elect officials for the stormwater prevention, I hope you all remember that. Yeah, that's right.
I don't want to make it clear the other reason for the motion is that it's not required that we go into a closed session. We can still have and waive that right and do it in an open session. Now, as it relates to 2B, where there's litigation pending, where we're involved, obviously I'm not saying that we're going to get into discussion related to that. If they so choose, they can do that in a closed door session. But as it relates to 2A, which is the DC lawsuit, and 4, which is a possible settlement related to that action, I'm asking that those items be taken in the open public.
Again, I second your motion that those items be taken in open public. And in the judge's absence, if there are no further comments, I'd call for the question. All those in favor of staying in the public meeting and discussions item. What items were they, Pat? I don't have my agenda.
2A and 4.
2A and 4 that we're doing in public. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Aye.
Well, it's 2-2. So
motion fails. Goes to executive session.
The motion fails to go in executive session as well. The motion doesn't pass to go in executive session. Nobody.
We're not executive session.
Yeah, but we're not agreed to go into an executive session. The judge stormed out. You need his vote to go into executive session.
Okay.
So you need to get him back out here, or whatever would stay out here, and conduct it in public other than that, but we're not going back in a closed session.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
I want to ask a question to the two that want to go into executive session. What do you have to hide?
It's in
And
consultation
let
with
me
the
make it clear
attorneys.
also too, that this executive, that they want to go into is a discussion about settlement of precinct maps that y'all have given input from for a year. And it's not related to any monetary settlement. I mean, if it was a monetary settlement, yeah, there's times when we go into executive session and we discuss settlement and offers of settlement when there's a monetary value. This is not about monetary, it's about dealing with your lives in the precincts in which you live. And so, it's an open process that should remain that way. It's not about some monetary settlement.
I agree. I agree. One of the things, one of the things the DOJ pointed out to us when they rejected our maps was the fact that our process was not as open and as inclusive as it needed to be during that process. So here we are again today, trying to exclude people from that decision-making process, and certainly not pleasing to me. And I don't think we should do it in a closed session. I think we do it in the sunshine of the day. I mean, if we don't have anything to hide, do it in the light.
It seems to be an adversarial way to start a settlement process.
Well, it may be indicative of the way things may go today, but you got a county judge that represents all of y'all out there, and y'all are all here for a reason, and we're all elected for a reason. I think he should sit out here and tell you why he doesn't want to discuss it in public with you, why he wants to go in an executive session, not get off and run back in the room, back somewhere, and not talk about it. He should be able to defend his position, if that is his position, why he wants to go into an executive session.
I see Trey Trainers here. Trey, if you would, please step to the microphone. You're counsel for us. Give us your explanation as why you see we should be going behind closed door to conduct this.
Good morning, Commissioners. Trey Trainer from Byrne, Maynard, and Parsons. It's up to the Commissioners Court to go into executive session, and so my recommendation is that settlement negotiations should take place with the folks who are the client, which is the county, and y'all convened, and therefore I think it's probably best to enter those discussions first, so that you can understand what it is that the Department of Justice has asked in this process.
And what would prevent the DOJ from coming up and telling us that at the microphone in front of all the folks that live here?
I'm not sure that the Department of Justice has been authorized to speak here today.
Oh, I thought you just said they were going to give us an explanation of what we were.
We've had conversations with them, and obviously, as the client, we need to communicate those to you as we have an obligation to do.
Are those discussions of such a nature, Trey, where it would be inappropriate for our public to hear exactly what's going on?
In my opinion, yes.
Do they involve settlement any type of monetary damages? Or do they involve the settlement of maps where people are going to be voting and those things of that nature?
Absent a vote of this court, I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
Say it again?
I'm not at liberty to disclose in a public setting such as this, absent the vote of this court to do that.
I'm not asking for specifics. I'm speaking in generalities. Is it about voting or is it about money?
Again, I'm not at liberty to discuss that in open court.
Well, I think we should go into executive session and consult with the attorneys, and if it works out, we can come back and do things in the public. But I'd like to hear from the attorneys what the issues are. Because we are in litigation.
You got something you want to tell us all, Pat? Or you want to just go tell Ken? You going to tell us all?
There's nothing that deals with this, sir.
What?
It's a private matter.
What are you talking about? You see all these people here?
Sir,
You
it's
see all
about,
these people here? It's not a it's a public matter.
well, you don't know what I just told him.
What?
You don't know what I just told him.
You tell them it's a private matter?
Sir, I'm not going to discuss that with you, but it was a private matter between me and Commissioner Clark.
Okay, is it something that you want the public to know? Or you don't want the public, you're just gonna tell Ken? Okay.
No, sir, it was for
Okay,
him.
okay.
Well,
That's the judge's legal liaison, by the way.
Sir, I have to admit that I do not appreciate you putting me in that light. What I was communicating to him had nothing to do with this matter whatsoever, and for you to infer that somehow I'm participating in some skullduggery is to me beyond
I didn't infer
ethical
anything.
call.
I didn't infer anything.
That's
If you feel
exactly
guilty
what you're
about something, I
inferring.
didn't infer
That's
anything.
exactly what
I
you're
didn't infer
inferring.
I didn't infer
And I
anything,
don't
Pat. If you feel
appreciate
guilty
it.
about something, I didn't infer anything.
Well, you certainly are leaving that impression upon everyone in this audience, otherwise they would not be reacting as you are, as they are. So please don't treat
But
me that way.
since you're at the microphone, Pat, let me ask you. Normally, when we have special meetings like today, you will email the commissioners and let them know about the special meeting. Why is it that in this particular instance, you didn't email or tell any of the commissioners about this special meeting? We had to find out about it, at least I did, from the newspaper.
Once again, sir, you're misrepresenting the facts.
That is
You-
a fact.
if you-
That is a fact.
No, if I may state the facts, if you go back and look at every single email that you received notice on, that notice is given to you by Renell Lopez, not by me.
I put one for a
Let me
February
just say,
28th meeting that you gave notice on February 24th, a special meeting, Pat.
I am an attorney. I am not a secretary. Those duties fall for the secretary and the receptionist. Those are administrative duties, not mine. I do not have the same agenda distribution list that Renell Lopez has. I sent that to all of the commissioners in an email apologizing because it was done after hours, after Ms. Lopez had already left the office. On vacation, she left that day at noon. I did not have access to her computer, to her password, to be able to utilize her distribution list to send that to the commissioners. I have apologized profusely. I came in Saturday to explain that the distribution list on my computer was not the same as Ms. Lopez's, and I challenge anyone to go have IT review my distribution list to show that it was no ill intent on my part. And once again, I resent the fact, Commissioner, that I'm just an employee, and I resent the fact that you are somehow making my reputation as such.
You resent that I'm
As I
stating the
said,
facts?
as I said, those aren't the facts, and I challenge you or anyone else to go right now, do an inspection of my computer and my agenda distribution list, and you will see that it's different from Renell Lopez's distribution list. So I ask you to please go look at the facts, but everyone else was noticed according to the Open Records Act as to how it was supposed to be done. It was posted on the website by IT, and it was also posted on the front of the courthouse. The only individuals that did not get that were the commissioners, all of the commissioners, and if you go and look, it wasn't just the Democratic commissioners, but the Republican commissioners didn't get notice of that either. And once again, I apologize. I've taken full responsibility for that.
Steve, is the Department of Justice here?
Yeah. Recent.
May I be excused, Commissioner, since you've called me forward? May I be excused, or do you have any other questions?
I may
for me?
have some. Why don't you stay? I may have some.
Am I under subpoena to be here, or just your request? Is that enough? I have duties upstairs. I'm preparing the agenda, as you well know.
I don't know if they moved into a private meeting or not without us. They certainly didn't. As before, it should be governed by the. Yes.
This is our country, it shouldn't be mine and yours, it should be everybody.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.